What is going on, guys? Welcome to our third episode of Two Bros, Two Brews.
The road to the Avengers.
Yeah, and we're gonna be touching on nothing but the Avengers for this episode. But before we get started, I have a little bit of housekeeping. Not a whole lot, really, just a little bit. So we are going to be doing a stream on Monday night, so in 2 days. So go ahead and check us out. We're gonna be on YouTube, so you don't have to stray off to any other website. We're gonna be playing through Mortal Kombat 10, and then if the game comes out in time, hopefully like the game goes live at midnight, we're going to be playing Mortal Kombat 11. So come check us out on the channel and enjoy our Avengers centered episode today. We have a lot to dive into. Talk about some predictions, who's going to die, who's going to defeat Thanos, the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and let's just get right into it.
Yep, let's do it. All right. So we got a couple questions that we need to discuss. First of all, most obvious one is who will kill Thanos?
If Thanos is going to die.
But I feel like he will.
And he might, he very well might, but he definitely he didn't die in the comics. He was defeated by a handful of people, but more mainly Nebula, Adam Warlock.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's been defeated by these people that some of them we do have, some of them we don't.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say. I don't know. The entire thing was that he was kept in like a super prison pretty much after Infinity War, or after like they redid the snap, and he's just kind of lived out his times there. But the problem is we haven't been introduced to this super prison yet.
Yeah.
And actually the planet that it was on was absolutely destroyed.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like him just to end phase 4, to continue the next MCU universe.
Right.
I feel like he might die. And people predict a lot of things. Like it might be Captain America, might be Iron Man,
and it very well might be. It might be this might be their swan song of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
It might be the underdog Ant-Man came out of nowhere.
Yeah, truly came out of Thanos there.
Yeah, he's probably did a cavity search, but it's just
he was looking for the Infinity Stones in there, the Infinity Kidney Stones.
Oh shit! But I feel like Iron Man might be the pivotal character to find a way to defeat Thanos. Captain America, he's all good and all, but does he have a better strategy than Iron Man?
I don't think he's ever had a better strategy than Iron Man. The one thing he's had better than Iron Man is like a sense of moral.
Yeah.
A moral compass, like Captain's always been the one to go out and do like the right thing, and Tony's like, okay, but what about like the smart thing?
Yeah.
and what's pretty interesting is if you look at Thanos' actions in Infinity War, Tony is like his biggest threat.
Yeah.
Because if you view it like this, in the Battle of New York, back in the original Avengers movie, whenever he flew up into that wormhole and like tossed that bomb, that missile back at Thanos.
Yeah.
That's like holy crap. Like he did that. A man in a robotic suit did that. Almost like pretty much defended Earth from Thanos' army.
Yeah.
And Thanos sees that and he's like, oh, like he's the real deal.
Yeah.
Like we should be afraid of him. I should be afraid of him.
Yeah.
And that's why Thanos recognizes Tony Stark on Titan the minute they get there.
Yeah.
He says like, Stark, like you're not the only one cursed with knowledge. And what's pretty interesting is Tony is the only one Thanos like tries to kill.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Like, sure, he's tried to like kill other Avengers, but for he didn't kill Thor, right? Mm. He spared Thor. He killed Loki, but he spared Thor, who we thought was going to be Thanos' biggest threat, right? Yeah. Like, he's an Asgardian.
Yeah.
He's a god, and yet he spared Thor's life, but he was going to kill Tony.
Yeah.
And that doesn't make sense to me, you know. And finally, Doctor Strange was like, "Stop! Like, spare his life, and you'll have the stone." So I think just from his actions alone, off of Infinity War, he is absolutely terrified of Stark.
Yeah.
And I think there's a huge possibility that Stark is going to be the one to do it.
Yeah, because you know, if you remember, like since Iron Man, the first Iron Man, you know, when he actually announced that he was the Iron Man,
Yeah.
you know, people were loving him in the movies, you know, and in the second movie, he was almost like a rock star, a celebrity.
I mean, he's like always been a celebrity from like Stark Expo and stuff like that. But yeah, he had like more of a claim to fame, like a non CEO type fame. Like he was like an actor or like a rock star or something. Like that's the kind of role he played.
And people look up to him, and especially with the Avengers, you know.
I wouldn't say they look up to him.
But to come up with a strategy, they come up to him most of the time.
Sometimes. Yeah.
But if you think about during Iron Man 2, you know, he felt like he was a god. He was invincible, right?
Until Rhodey showed up and like beat the crap out of him at the party.
Yeah. What was it? Windmill. What was his name? I forgot that.
War Machine?
No, the Tonganus, the one with the whip.
Whiplash. Yeah, Whiplash.
Windmill. Whoops.
Windmill.
But you know, Whiplash. You know, when he got, I think he was in jail at that time. I forgot the scene, but he told Stark's like, it's almost like Batman versus Superman. You know, saying is like, do you think a god will ever bleed, or do you see yourself? Something that comes up like
do you think God bleeds?
Yeah, something like that. And ever since, that's been stuck to his head because he has been embarrassed by Whiplash. You know, like he got beaten down so badly.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, he's went through such a crazy like story arc in his time in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
Because right after Iron Man 2, you head into Avengers, where he's pretty much scarred himself from flying into that wormhole, right? And now I think Tony's up against his worst fear.
Yeah.
Someone who is better than all of them.
Yeah.
And in Age of Ultron, I forget the exact line. So it was basically like, why did you create a superbot that was supposed to save us?
Yeah.
Or defend the Earth? And Tony goes, you know, one time something's going to fly through another one of those wormholes, and they will. Like they will fly through, and we're going to lose.
Yep, 30 feet above our heads.
And he actually predicted. I'll have to find the clip sometime, but he actually says like it will be the end game or something like that. But he does say end game.
Yeah.
And here we are, and it's called End Game. So whether or not they had this title planned for a while, I don't know.
Yeah. But and then that comes with Captain America. You know, people, you know, to be true to the comics, I'm hoping Captain America will grab the hammer or some type of Thor's weapon.
I hope Captain America dies. And okay, so that's not to say like, oh, I hate Captain America, but to stay true to the comics, of course, he should be gone already.
Yeah.
And I think the whole confirmation of Rhodey and no, sorry, not Rhodey, Falcon and Bucky like having a TV show on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Already confirmed. I think that kind of like brings up some speculation on, wait a minute. You're gonna pair Bucky with Falcon instead of Bucky and Cap.
Yeah.
But if you look at the two people who are supposed to take the reins of Captain America, it is Bucky and Falcon.
Yeah.
It is Bucky for a short amount of time until he figures out Cap isn't dead. And then when Cap actually dies, then it's Falcon.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, but it'll be great if he holds like Thor's hammer. Because you know, Thor's hammer is all about the moral of the person, right?
Right.
So like I don't know why we keep bringing back of Age of Ultron, but that one scene at the beginning of the movie when he attempted to grab the hammer
And no one could.
and Thor's face, like,
It kind of moved, and
it's
he's like,
yeah.
and he's
He
like,
didn't get it.
Yeah.
I'm still the man.
And when Vision picked it up.
Yeah. But that Vision, I don't really like the character, but, you know.
Well, let's. Vision plays such an important part of like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but also the Marvel Comics universe, though.
Yeah.
Like I think we'll probably end up seeing Gray Vision in this. Who knows?
Yeah.
So far, none of the actual movies are even close to the comics. But maybe we'll see Gray Vision. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that I'm hoping that will happen in Endgame. But I want to get into what you think the plot is going to be.
Oh,
like,
man.
what do you think is going to, how do you think it's going to play out? Like, what do you think is going to be involved? Do you think it's going to be the time traveling thing? Like, just let me hear it. Let me hear it.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be some time traveling. And I feel like during the Endgame timeline, you know, I'm pretty sure some years has passed since the snap.
Oh, of course.
You know, I'll probably say 3 or 5 years in the future.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the trailer when Paul Rudd, a.k.a. Ant-Man.
They're not that aged, you know?
Yeah. But if you look at that neighborhood, you see how his neighborhood looks like?
Yeah.
It has been decay for some time.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure for the timeline, it's going to be 5 years ahead in the future after the snap.
Sure.
And then somehow Tony Stark finds a way back home.
Yeah.
And it took some years to get back. So if you notice about the footage too, he does have some gray hair when he met Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
Not a whole lot, but you notice some.
You can really see the age on Tony.
Yeah. So, and especially with Hawkeye, I think he's going to play an important role.
Oh, most
in
definitely.
game. Yeah.
Ronan, yeah.
So he's the big deal right now, especially that new hairstyle he has, you know.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that.
But it's, and, you know, also with that clip with Hawkeye, you know, doing archery training with his daughter.
With his daughter,
Yeah. I feel like, you know, I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but after Endgame's over, I feel like she will take over the role of Hawkeye.
Well, did you know that there was a TV show confirmed on Disney Plus where it is about him training his daughter to take the role of Hawkeye?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
It's been confirmed. So
Okay.
you're on the right track. And
Whoa.
even in the comics, like she is supposed to.
Yeah.
I think Kate is her name, I believe.
Yeah.
Anyways, she is supposed to take the role of Hawkeye, and I think that's what this TV show is going to show us, which is going to be very cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
Man. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the Hulk, you know, I forgot his name. What's his name again?
Bruce
Bruce?
Banner.
Bruce Banner?
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say Bruce
Wait,
Wayne.
you said Bruce Wayne like a couple of days ago. You mean Banner?
Yeah, Banner. Yeah, of course he's going to play an important role because he is like the second smartest person on the planet besides Tony Stark.
We're forgetting about Shuri.
Oh, she's dead. She's after the snap.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the trailers showed that she was dead. But we also have to keep in mind that the Russo brothers are notorious for faking trailers.
Yeah, that's true.
Not to mention, Shuri plays such an important role. She played such a very important role in Infinity War, and they were showing clips of people being decimated, like, you know, fizzling away into the air.
Yeah.
In Wakanda, like on the battlefield. But
Yeah.
what they didn't show, and what I found really interesting, was if Shuri is such an important character, why wouldn't they show her being snapped away?
Well, you could say the same thing for Hawkeye.
Right.
Oh, wait. No, never
and
mind.
we
That
see
doesn't make
Hawkeye.
sense. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Hawkeye doesn't. I mean, he's not in the movie, sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, it kind of confirms some theories that back in the time. Now they've already been kind of confirmed.
Yeah.
I think Shuri is probably still alive. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong.
Yeah.
But I don't trust the trailer footage. I really don't, because a lot of it's faked, and even the Infinity War trailers were faked.
Yeah.
So many scenes from the Infinity War trailers ended up not making it into the actual movie itself.
Yeah.
So I think Shuri, there's a good possibility that she's still alive, because her brains would come in handy a lot. But also, someone needs to take the reins of Black Panther.
Yeah.
And Shuri does that.
Yeah.
Whether or not she's going to do that in this movie, I have no idea.
Yeah. And also, my predictions, there's going to be a lot of time traveling, of course.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I got to say 3 or 4 of them, there'll be time travel jumps. And
well, I mean, they're all dressed in that suit together.
Yeah.
So I think maybe they're going to different time periods.
Yeah.
Which is cool. But then again, splitting up in Endgame, like they split up in Infinity War, and that's why they lost. If they're going to split up in Endgame, they're going to lose.
Yeah.
Here's what I think. So we've been shown a clip that is apparently the first little section of the movie where they find this big energy source, and they're like, he used the stones again.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Marvel's there.
Yeah.
You can tell she just showed up.
Yeah.
Because Rhodey, Don Cheadle's like, hold up, new girl. Like, and Thor, it just seems like Thor just got there because he is just meeting Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
But basically, to give you a rundown of the scene, Scarlett Johansson is like, hey, he used the stones again. Mm-hmm. And so they're like, so we go get him. Or Captain Marvel says, so we go get him. And Bruce Banner, he was like, hold on, we'd be going in super shorthanded because he killed all of our friends.
Yeah.
And Black Widow kind of backs him up, and he's like, we owe it to everyone who is not in this room to try and stop him and redo the snap. So Rhodey says, what's like, how is it going to change? What's going to change this time?
Yeah.
And she goes, well, you have me, which boasting, like, why would you make Captain Marvel say that? Like, sure, she's full of herself, but this feels so early on in the movie and not that long after the snap, where I think Thanos is going to kick all of their asses. Yeah. I think he's going to absolutely destroy them in the beginning of the movie. Oh yeah. Because there's going to be a beginning battle, and then there's going to be all the time travel stuff, and then there's going to be an ending scene. Yeah. So what I think is going to happen is I think that in this beginning battle, he's going to absolutely kick the hell out of Captain Marvel and Captain America. Yeah. So much so to where he kills Captain America. Yeah. Right? So now we have a dead Captain America early on in the movie. Perfect shock value for all of the audience members. Yeah. And so then you wait a while. Yeah. And you have Tony Stark come. Yeah. Or maybe not a while. Who knows? This might happen all in the span of like a year, Yeah. And they decide that they can do time travel. Yeah. Because Paul Rudd showed up and he's like, hey, we can do this. We can utilize this quantum realm to go back in time. And so I think when they go back in time to like the Battle of New York or possibly even Ultron, because it looks like Cap is wearing his Ultron outfit. Yeah. Stark goes, "Do you trust me?" And Cap goes, like, "Of course I do." Yeah. But they don't have that kind of relationship right now. They've been broken up for a while.
But we have to remember, I know we can't trust the trailer so much. Sure. But if you remember when Ant-Man shows up, it was Captain America.
There. Yeah. Cap is still there.
Black Widow was there.
And that's still the part I'm kind of fuzzy on. I think that it's still a possibility that Cap is going to die and maybe Paul Rudd goes with him to outer space. Yeah. Who knows? I'm not sure. There's a lot that it is so hard to make predictions based off of the trailers that I feel like the real footage that we even have is from that special look. And I think that is all. I think that minute and a half scene where they're like, let's go get him. And Rhodey's like, hold on, like, we're all about that superhero life in here. Yeah. I think that is the only real look at the movie, what we've got. I think the other ones are definitely giving us a glimpse in what we're going to see. And some of them probably are real scenes, but I think they're the least important scenes.
Yeah. But, speaking of time traveling, I think the people who will time travel back, I feel like it might be Tony Stark, of course, Banner, and Ant-Man. Because Ant-Man, he's the one supposed to guide them through time, or the quantum realm.
Here's my thing, though. Everyone's wearing quantum suits. Yeah. They're wearing those red and white suits that we could guess that Stark designed. Yeah. Probably from Hank Pym's, design for the Ant-Man suit. Yeah. That allows them to go off into the quantum realm. So what I don't understand is why everyone, if it's only going to be them, why is everyone dressed up in that suit?
But if you think it is a quantum realm, you remember Black Widow, her hair was different, right?
Yeah.
This might be the second time around.
Well, it most definitely is. And I think there's going to be more than one time they're probably going to do that walk. Especially if they keep messing up and they keep being beat by Thanos.
Yeah.
I think that they might be time traveling multiple times and collecting the stones. And I think Tony's probably going to build a gauntlet.
Yeah.
That someone who is just as powerful as Thanos is going to have to use. Now, who is just as powerful as Thanos? Just as strong as Thanos?
It could be Thor.
I think it's the Hulk.
Oh.
Because the Hulk did kind of like wail on him.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the Hulk doesn't have the brains that Thanos did. Which is why I think they're going to introduce Professor Hulk. Just as smart as Banner.
Yeah.
With the body of Hulk. So every time he changes into the Hulk, it's still the mind of Banner.
Yeah.
And I think that with his brains, he's going to be able to fight better, but he's also going to be able to wield the gauntlet that Tony's going to make that undoes the snap. But I also think it's going to absolutely kill him. I think that the power running through him is going to absolutely destroy Banner. So I think this could be Hulk's swan song. I think he's done.
It could be. Marvel trying to attempt to fire him for all the leaks.
Oh yeah. all the Mark Ruffalo jokes about him leaking the movie.
Yeah.
I think that not only like the Hulk is going to die, but I also think that Cap is definitely going to die.
Yeah.
He has to. I mean, he doesn't have to, but he has to. Come on.
I don't know about that. Just I have this feeling that he might live on.
I think if he does live on, then what's the point of having, what's the point of not having him in other movies? Because if he's still there,
hey, he might make like $1 million cameo.
Maybe, but
But we had to think about it. Like Marvel, they're all into toy revenues. They want revenue.
Well, of course they do.
Yeah, but what kind of other? One other superhero could replace Captain America to bring that revenue in?
Falcon. As he's supposed to. Maybe not bring the revenue in, but I definitely think like the reason that him and Bucky have a show together is because they're going to trade off the roles of Captain America.
Yeah. But I like Vulcan as it is right now. And
Falcon. That's close.
Yeah, I love.
I'll give it to you.
I love Vulcan as it is right now.
Sure.
And I love Bucky the way he is right now too.
Setting him up to be the White Wolf.
Yeah. And I did kind of agree that Shuri might be the next Black Panther. I could see that. I could definitely see that.
If Marvel chooses to take the comic book route, which would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Shuri becomes the Black Panther, and T'Challa comes back and still wants to be the Black Panther.
Yeah.
But doesn't want to interfere with Shuri's reign.
Yeah.
So he goes to the underworld and becomes like king of the underworld, pretty much.
Yeah.
Which is cool, but kind of a far-fetched for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yeah. It would change him into like this big political superhero figure to God of the Underworld.
Yeah. But also we have to remember, like, even after Endgame's over, with the new acquisition from Fox.
Right. With the X-Men and stuff.
How that's go? That's why I always wonder how it's going to play a big role after the Endgame. Are they going to bring back Hugh Jackman just for one final role or something?
I don't think they're going to bring back Hugh Jackman. I definitely think Hugh Jackman is done playing that. I think the only time that there is a slight possibility that we're going to see either mutants or the X-Men or even the Fantastic Four is going to be in at the post-credit scene.
Yeah. But
also what's confusing is Jake Gyllenhaal was confirmed for the cast of Endgame, and he plays Mysterio in the Spider-Man Far From Home movie coming out after Infinity War. Or Endgame, sorry. I'm so used to calling it Infinity War because it was called Infinity War Part 2 for a while.
Yeah.
So... I don't think he's gonna play a role in the movie.
Yeah.
But I do think that means he is in either a mid-credit scene or a post-credit scene.
That's yeah. Oh man.
Did they say that they're not going to use the X-Men and the mutants for a couple of years? They most definitely did say that.
Yeah.
Does that mean that we're not going to see them in the post-credit scene? I don't think so. But also, look at the time frame from when they shot Infinity War and Endgame, right at, like, literally both of those movies all straight together. And then look at the acquisition of Fox.
Yeah. It's just like Lord of the Rings. They did it all at the same time.
Well, that, but also, like, it's a year. It is a year after they shot and did post on the movie. It is a year, and now they just acquired Fox.
It's gonna be hard to do reshots.
It's very hard. They're not going to be in the movie.
Yeah.
They're most definitely not going to be in the movie. But I could be surprised because they did the same thing with Spider-Man. They announced that, oh, hey, we acquired the rights for Spider-Man, and then like a month later, he comes out in Civil War, and we're like, wait a second.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to make this movie again? Like, did you just think that you're going to get Spider-Man, so you're going to take the leap of faith and, like, go ahead and put him in it?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I've been surprised. Maybe I will be again.
Yeah, so, like, even after the end game, I wonder what's going to be the next story arc, you know? If the Argo use, like, say in the future, use X-Men, are they going to do the same story of Dark Phoenix or some sorts? Because I do love that story of Dark Phoenix. It's just
the Dark Phoenix story.
Yeah, I just think that Fox ruined it so badly.
Even though the movie's not out.
Yeah.
They don't even show her as the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Which is, like, crazy. For those of you who have never read the comics and don't know anything about Dark Phoenix, I am going to ruin the X-Men movie for you. So, Jean Grey is, like, on the verge of death, right? She was in space, and she met this cosmic entity called the Phoenix. Similar to, like, Galactus and Dormammu and those kind of guys. Basically, the Phoenix put himself/herself inside of Jean Grey, and Jean Grey now has the Phoenix flowing through her. But then she went through some bad stuff and became the Dark Phoenix.
Yeah.
She pretty much lost control like she did in the first X-Men story arc before they did time travel and Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
And basically, like, kills everyone. So,
yeah.
Who knows?
You know, if people remember the animated series back in the early 90s,
Yeah.
they did a great job with the Dark Phoenix story arc.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just hoping, I'm pretty sure Marvel will do a good job if they
decide
to use that story. But I gotta say that I think that would be a great story arc for the first phase or two.
Yeah, I think that it would be pretty good once they introduce the X-Men. But I don't think it should be like an overall Marvel story arc. I think it should just be an X-Men inside of the MCU story arc.
Yeah.
And then when the X-Men finally decide to merge with, like, the Avengers and everyone else, that is when we introduce Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Again, unfortunately, I know, guys, we already saw Apocalypse. But again, you know, what if we see him in a new light, in the MCU light?
Not the Fox light.
No, definitely not the Fox light. Yeah, definitely not the Fox light.
Yeah.
But then again, we have so many other villains that we haven't even seen in the MCU yet.
Yeah.
Norman Osborn. Okay.
That one, and oh gosh, the guy from Fantastic Four, Dr. Doom.
Yeah. We don't have the Silver Surfer. Even though he's, like, not really a villain. We don't even have Galactus.
Yeah. Galactus, and what's the other one?
There's Kang the Conqueror.
Yes, that one. There's one more. No, it might be a different DC universe, maybe.
Probably.
I love DC universe, but anyway.
Hey, it is Marvel week, man. This is the biggest week for Marvel fans.
Oh gosh, I don't know, but I'm just excited for after the Endgame. What's live after the Endgame?
Yeah,
I'm very
definitely
excited.
The future of the MCU.
Yeah.
Moving on.
So we got a very important fan letter.
Fan letter. Oh no, who watches our show?
Oh man, you gotta know it. But all right, I'm gonna read this letter to you guys. I have it on my laptop, so
it was an email, fan email.
Yep. Just bear with me. All right, this is here we go. I need a drink for this. This could be very emotional. I read it twice.
He cried both times.
All right, here we go. Dear Two Bros and Two Brews.
Hello.
Hello, this is Steve Rogers. You might know me as Captain America. If you read this letter, that means we succeeded defeating Thanos, but with ultimate cost. Myself.
How was he right? What?
With the, with the,
Steve from the grave. Oh.
but with the help of my shield and Thor's hammer, I easily destroyed Thanos' gauntlet. But his strength was not human. He was nearly a god. He broke me down with injuries that cannot be healed.
No.
I was able to weaken him until Thor made a final blow to his head.
It's about time you finally aimed for the head, Thor.
At last, he's fallen forever. All the people who were snapped returned to their form. A beaten down Donnie started to look at me and said, "We can fix you, but with future technologies." He froze me into a crypto chamber just like
Oh God.
just like from the scene of Demolition Man. I love that movie. Anyway, 10 years later, the Avengers found a way to heal me and gave me the best departure gift. Returned to 1945 to live my days with my true love, Peggy Carter. They have the time stone for one last job. It never occurred to me that this day will come. I'm the happiest man in the world. Thank you, fans. And thank you, Robert, for believing me that I will live on. Steve Rogers.
Damn it, Steve! You didn't say my name in there.
Oh, shit.
So
Yeah.
let's go ahead and dive into that a little bit,
Yeah.
because that is like one of your big theories that you think Captain America is going to live, and he
Yes,
might,
he
but I don't think he's going to be frozen.
I think he's going to be frozen again.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I know. They go do the same thing with Spider-Man animated series. They go freeze him and find technology that could heal his injuries, and then they go send him back in time.
I think that he might be able to be sent back in time to live out his days with Peggy Carter, but
Yeah.
I don't think that he's going to be injured enough to where they're going to have to freeze him and like work on him afterwards.
But it might be a nice touch for Steve Rogers to go back in time and live his days. So,
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So Marvel don't have to worry about any more cameos in the future, unless
And he just the problem is he's a super soldier, so he doesn't really like. We don't really know how he ages.
yeah.
We don't know if the serum changed the rate of how he ages. So that's something else we kind of have to think about too.
Yeah.
I think it's possible.
Yeah.
Possible, but I don't know.
I know. I just love that scene when they show Peggy Carter in the ballroom, like living his dream, like that scene
in Ultron. Yeah.
yeah. I think that was like a beautiful moment. I think that would be like a really nice touch for the fans who love that type of relationship, and the fans who wanted Captain America to hold that Thor's weapon and with that shield, like a true American hero.
I don't think he's gonna pick up the hammer. I don't know. I really don't.
I feel like he will.
Go get him, coppers.
Oh yeah.
All right. Anyways,
yeah.
I don't. I mean, he might pick up the hammer. It's Stormbreaker. He doesn't have the hammer, I guess.
Oh, well, but to go back in time and got the hammer.
But Stormbreaker is more powerful. It's a Thanos killing weapon.
That's true. But I feel like he might get the chance to hold that. I feel like that would be a nice touch for Captain America's character, the morality,
Swan song for Steve Rogers. I don't know. I think this movie is his last. It most definitely is. His contract is like coming to an end, and I don't know. It's so hard to say, because what if he's just been misleading us this whole time? And his whole post on Instagram about how this has been such an emotional journey. Like, what if he doesn't die?
That'd be great.
I wouldn't feel like he had a good closure to his character. Like, they just left him alive because they don't want to kill a fan favorite.
No, it's not that. I think they just go. I feel like he might go back in time. I feel like he does, because
he might.
He has so much heart for Peggy Carter. Yeah, he banged her great knees, whatever. But I think he really, truly loves her in the sense that he wants to see her again. Like, especially when he's seen her again in Captain America, the Winter Soldier. you see how emotionally happy and sad he was.
But something else we need to think about is how sending someone back in time and letting them live their days out is going to affect the future of what will happen.
Well, I don't think it's going to.
Unless you send them into like a different timeline.
That could be a possible way. But I don't know. It's just killing off. It's almost like killing off Logan, first. That was.
What a beautiful ending to a movie, though.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he died, and then we're just like, wow.
Yeah.
That is the end of his character.
Yeah. He just died on a tree bark.
Yeah. That was great, though.
Yeah.
I love that. That was such a good ending to his character because it was so emotional. And I think that Cap is going to die in a very, very emotional way. I don't know how. I have absolutely no idea how. I think it's going to be like stopping Thanos, or at least holding Thanos off.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to die in the final fight. I think he's going to die much earlier than we think.
Yeah. I don't know. Don't make me cry.
It is very emotional. Yes, it is very emotional.
Oh, shit.
So this brings us to the end of our episode. Kind of a short one this week, but that's okay. We just wanted to talk about Avengers to kind of gear up for Thursday. We hope you guys enjoy this episode, but we also hope you guys enjoy the movie, and we hope you go see it the opening weekend. And we will see you guys when we come back to do our 4th episode of Two Bros, Two Brews to break down everything that happened in Endgame and what we think the real future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe is going to be after that movie.
And I'm excited for our theories to become true.
You accept your theories to come true.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and share it around, and we will see you guys in the next video.
All right. See you guys later. Lucky lives on.